made sure the door was locked.
What did you...
I don't know, they didn't see anything. I didn't see anything out there. I mean...
Despite the proximity of the sounds, they saw nothing, and shortly after, heard nothing anymore. A few nights later, while driving home through the forest, Pete and Ash heard the unsettling noises again. Initially distant, the sounds grew louder until they felt surrounded by them.
Oh my god, no. That.
One evening, whilst unwinding at home, a sudden loud noise disrupted their peace, putting them on high alert.
Yes?
Oh, can I do one more? Sorry. Can I just one? Okay, alright.
Why is she like this?
Sound like there's the front door.
Again. Did you see anything?
No, there's no one out. No.
What? What? Is that the apple? Pete,
Is anyone out there? This isn't funny!
Pete, don't go that far. Come back
If
inside.
I see you, I'm calling the goddamn cops!
Come back inside. Come on. Seriously.
I'm tired of this shit.
No.
When they went to inspect, they found nothing unusual until Pete saw an apple on the porch. Angered, he warned any potential pranksters that he would involve the police if the disturbances continued. Despite this warning, the disruptions persisted, so they installed security cameras around the perimeter. One of the cameras later captured a scream outside a window, abruptly cut off by an unseen force.
Man, it really sounds like it does not like the rain. Sounds so much closer to the house than here.
They think it could be a malevolent entity, perhaps even a skinwalker. Pete shared another recording of the trees around their house, feeling increasingly unsettled by the recurring events. Amidst the branches, he saw a visage, which many viewers confirm seeing as well. Driving home late one night, they heard the noises again. They got startled pretty fast and retreated to their vehicle. Back home, the unsettling sounds resurfaced.
I hear something out there. I'm just gonna see. Hold on.
Stay away from the windows.
What is...
Dimming their lights, she aimed her camera at the window and captured a chilling sight. The entity appeared non-human and was likely responsible for the noises and disruptions. What do you think this thing could be? Is it possible it could be a skinwalker? It was uploaded by user Sales87 and it was captured at a helicopter landing pad, which is part of a local hospital at which Sales is working. He never saw anything like it before and was looking for answers. He states, "This is from security footage at the hospital where a co-worker noticed what appeared to be a shadow walking on the helipad. I know no one was out on the pad at the time. I work in the area that uses it the most, and we didn't have anyone to fly out at the time. What could it be? Let's take a look." With CCTV recordings like that, people always jump to the conclusion that it simply could be a bug. But I'm not sure in this case. It appears that this shadow has a clearly noticeable head and torso. And how do we explain it vanishing into the wall to the right? Where could this shadow stem from, in your opinion? Certainly a pretty mysterious capture that Sales noticed that night. This video was shared by Silas Neposh, and he states that it got recorded one day when he was just out on a skiing adventure with some of his friends. They were high up in the mountains when he noticed some pretty unusual activity unfold at the other side of the plains, where some larger trees were situated. He grabbed his phone and started recording.
Something happened over there. There's the trees. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
It would appear that an inhumane tall creature is ripping out the trees and carrying them away. But how's this possible? Silas stated that the video is 100% real and that no video editing is taking place here. Do you think this could just be an irritating perspective, making things appear larger than they really are? Many commenters believe that something rather inexplicable is going on here though. Who can say? The next clip was forwarded by Fireplant, and the story goes that it was recorded by an urban explorer one night who was investigating an old abandoned clinic. Many legends were saying that ghosts from the past can be seen in there once in a while. The man said that he only noticed after returning home that there seemed something off in one part of his recording. Could this be somebody else? The man says that he certainly was alone that night. So, if it wasn't a homeless person, are we witnessing a paranormal encounter here? What's your opinion? Hard to say. This video was recorded in the haunted house of Eric Gunner, who's documenting the terrifying happenings for several years now. Just like tonight, he gets woken up a lot by terrifying noises that seem to stem from the lower floors. And mostly he gets up to check. But once again, there's nothing visible that could explain any of these phenomenons, so he makes it back upstairs. And after a loud bang, he decides to check one final time and captures the following.
Hola. Hola. Ay, Dios mío. Ya vamos a empezar con problemas. Hola. ¿Cómo es que hablo ya?
There seemed to be a dark shadow standing right in his kitchen, perhaps staring at him, and it appears that he had seen it too at the time. And he then returns to the stairs and seems quite frightened. This entity has been terrorizing him for many nights, and it is not known if Eric has anything planned to finally get rid of this being. I'll keep my eyes open. Now we are following Hunting the Unknown, who is investigating a supposedly haunted convent from the 1800s. This place was run by nuns till the late 1900s, until it was eventually shut down. Yet, some urban explorers claim that they have seen shadows in there, and even heard people talking when there was nobody else in there. Let's take a look at what this young man could capture tonight.
That's creepy, me like that.
Unbeknownst to the man, there's a dark, cloaked figure standing in the room to the right. What's really interesting is that he didn't point it out, even after editing the video. So people think that this could have been a legit capture. Was somebody with him perhaps? Or was it the actual spirit of one of the former nuns? Comments range widely. Unfortunately, there's never been an answer to that question. What do you believe? This short clip was aired by a Mexican TV channel who was showing this interview at the time, in which the man to the left was telling the audience about his work. What's quite mysterious is the misty object in the background that captured the attention of several viewers.
Casi 10 meses buscando a alguien que lo quisiera recibir y no fue posible. Un comprador y pues terminó.
It is really hard to make out what we are looking at here. Some say it does look like the outlines of a hovering human. Others believe it just to be a strange light reflection from somewhere. What's your idea? The next was captured by channel The Oslaskans, and it appeared that a mysterious event has caused the man in the following video to actually get out his cell phone. He tells us about really odd noises he was hearing in the past couple of nights, and that he even noticed shadows in the corner of his eyes. Apparently he was situated in a pretty old building, and I assume he's at his workplace.
So it's about 2 o'clock in the morning. I've been working in the studio, and the last couple of nights I've been hearing really creepy sounds. I've been hearing footsteps and like seeing things out of the corner of my eye. Now this is a really big old building. so that's got me a little bit freaked out. But the top of it was just a few minutes ago, I was going to the bathroom and I was standing in the stall, and I swear someone grabbed the back of my shoulder while I was standing there. If something happens, I want to have it on video.
First things first, checking that no other human soul is around. Then he tries to make it towards the toilet stalls, you know, to possibly record proof that something is still lingering there.
So this is where I was. The lights are off in the bathrooms, of course. Hello? Hello? Alright, I think I'm done. Alright, I think I'm done. I think I've had about enough for today.
A scary looking face is peeking at our cameraman here. The eyes are reflecting in a suspicious way, which causes some commenters to believe this might have been a ghost. What do you think? Was it a colleague of his that was pranking him that night? Or did this man capture something from another realm? One night, Jermaine was exploring a remote cemetery and found an old Ouija board on a weathered gravestone. Despite his better judgment, he decided to take it home. The board, decorated with a pentagram and what looked like 5 drops of blood, intrigued him. Though skeptical about the supernatural, Jermaine decided to try it out. A few days later, strange things started happening in his house. One night, he woke up to creepy noises and recorded these events.
Escuchen. Esos son los sonidos que le hablé. Justo de madrugada, escuchen. Nadie me va a decir que esos son gatos. Escuchen. Son pasos. Son pasos. Ok. ¿Quién anda ahí?
Luz.
Ok. Está la puerta abierta. ¡Ey! ¿Quién está ahí? Ok. Voy a buscar la picana. ¿Qué? ¿Quién anda ahí? ¡Qué mierda! ¿Quién anda ahí? ¡Ey! ¿Qué pasa? ¡Ey! ¿Hay alguien ahí? Otra vez la mujer. Mierda. Otra vez lo mismo.
He found nothing inside his closet, but saw a shadowy figure pass by the window. As he checked the house, a loud noise startled him, showing a mess with items scattered on the floor, including the Ouija board. The next night he woke up again to something even scarier.
Mire. ¿Qué quiere? ¿Qué quiere? Está la sal. No puede pasar porque está la sal. No puede pasar porque está la sal. ¡Hey! Quiere entrar. Está la sal. ¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué quiere? ¿Qué mierda es eso? ¿Qué mierda es eso? Miren la sal. ¿Qué mierda es eso? ¿Qué mierda es eso? Cortó la luz. ¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué mierda es eso? Luz. ¿Qué mierda es esa?
Since bringing the Ouija board home, these events have been happening every night, making him more and more afraid that something evil is trying to enter his home. And when he checked, he found no one, just a small flame flickering on the ground. Jermaine now fears that the Ouija board he took from the cemetery might be cursed, causing these ongoing hauntings in his home. Let's see what happens next. Now we are taking a look at some CCTV footage, which stems from an old sewer tunnel system located somewhere in Europe. The story goes that a lot of sketchy stuff was going on in these systems back in the day, and that to this day, workers still see the eerie outlines of spirits down there. Apparently, the following footage is showing us one of these instances. A woman seems to appear at the end of the sewer tunnels, but also the light flickers just moments before she appears on camera. That's quite strange. And as mysteriously as she appears, she vanishes. Only moments after that, there is a dark shadow that is making it towards the end of the tunnel as well. Which is pretty inexplicable to many. What do you think happened here? I couldn't say, to be honest. This video was captured by two friends who were on their way to another friend, who based on their statements was living in a rural area outside of town. After hearing some unexplained screams in the distance, one of them pulled out his phone to record what was going on, and indeed, he seemed to have captured a really odd creature in the distance.
Wait a second. I think I see a... Someone? I thought I seen a big buck or something. Wait, stop right there. What is that? Is it a buck? What is that? Dude, that's...
Some people speculate that this is another sighting of the ray creature, which is said to be home to these areas. Could that be so? It's really hard to say what exactly was captured that day. Or should I say night? If it wasn't just a setup by a friend or so, maybe we are looking at something mysterious here. We'll take a look at a recording that was sent by Julius M. and that was initially recorded and shared by Angelica Hernandez. That night she was home alone with her nephew. It wasn't the first time that she was babysitting him, and they were doing silly recordings together ever so often. This particular night, both of them were watching TV together at first, before Angie came up with the idea that her little nephew should perform a dance. It probably would have been a really cute recording. However, the moment the recording starts, something grabs the attention of the little kid. Something that wasn't seen at the time by Angie.
Dance, baby. What? What? Alicia? What happened? What? What do you see? What do you see?
A dark shadow seems to be standing in the kitchen, and for whatever reason, Angie was not able to see this at the time. Only her little nephew could. He initially stops in his tracks and just stares at that thing. He tries to tell his auntie about somebody that was possibly frightening him. Of course, this was no ordinary item that was stored back there, and apparently the window was not obstructed by anything, based on Angie's reports. So, are we looking at a shadow figure here that was visiting that night? A malevolent entity perhaps? Or what's your best guess? Nicole Bushinsky shared the following in a paranormal group. This was something that was picked up on my friend's baby monitor system. It's 2 different photos. In one of them, that thing is coming into the room. In another one, it seems to be leaving the room. My first thought was definitely something demonic. Then, a friend of mine shared that it looks like the cherub angel, but I really don't know honestly. What do you guys think? Could the CCTV camera in her friend's home capture a demonic or angelic apparition visiting the baby at night here? This clip was sent by Tony, and he found it on the profile of Starzy. Starzy creates a lot of videos with her creepy doll. She takes it to all kinds of places, and sometimes has even tea parties with it. This night she was out at a local river. She was filming another silly clip when somebody else snuck onto this video. A young woman in a black dress, which seems to be pointing at something in the distance. Starzy didn't mention it at all, and only her viewers pointed out that there might have been a ghost girl on the recording. It certainly is a bit spooky, and if it wasn't one of her friends, what could be the reason for this? This video was shared by channel NVTV, and it was supposedly recorded by a lonely camper who had come across an unexplained being in the middle of a forest that is located in Oregon. At the time of the recording, he states that other people visit this area regularly and that he even caught people here at the time, shooting. He documents the campsite and comments on a really odd wood structure that was built there. Nothing too strange though, basically just a travel diary. However, things seemed to turn sour when the man woke up to unexplained noises in the middle of the night, after he initially was lying down to take a rest. Let's take a look.
Or chased me off. I'm wandering. I got darkness. Flashlight.
Many people believe that this young man came across something from another world that night. Unfortunately, the recording ends right there. Could this be an alien that was out in the woods to find him? Or are we looking at a paranormal encounter here? If it isn't just a hoax, of course. Please let me know what you guys think. The following video was uploaded and shared by Breakman, who tells us about an unsettling CCTV recording. It was captured in the parking lot of an older apartment complex. We can see a delivery man arrive that was just about to enter the building, and then this was recorded. It's quite eerie how a mist-like figure is appearing from the side of the frame and then seemingly vanishing once getting close to the entrance of the apartment building. It almost looks like as if this shape is taking a set of stairs, doesn't it? There's no underground parking underneath. So even a human person wouldn't be able to take a pair of stairs here, even if they were there. Very mysterious indeed, but Brakeman shares another encounter with us that was filmed at another residence, and which also was recorded by a security camera. A man was returning home, and something else seemed to follow him just moments later. It's quite eerie how this translucent shape seems to be making its way up the steps and into the same house the man was walking into just moments earlier. The shape appears to be that of a young woman with a ponytail. Many people don't believe that this was just all a light reflection or spider webs of any kind. But of course it's impossible to say if this was a spirit following the man this night or something else. This video was shared by user Oops. It was captured by the surveillance camera of a friend, which was overseeing the backyard area. The video was captured in the midst of night, and nobody was around at the time of the recording apparently. He asks Reddit, "Can you debunk this?" Captured on a friend's surveillance feed. Now, it's interesting that this door would be open in the midst of night with nobody around though, right? But we can clearly see somebody moving outside of the house before it pops up in the door frame and then it retracts. The user believes this to be a ghost, but if that's not the case, was it simply a camera malfunction? It is really weird though that we can see the object outside of the house, I find. Well, I couldn't say for sure what was unfolding here, but it makes me wonder, to say the least. Ray Bittner Sr. has shared the following video, which he and a colleague captured at the haunted Davis house in Kokomo, Indiana one night. They were investigating what appears to be an unfinished basement of that building. They had 2 mirrors with them, which they were using to capture whatever wanted to be seen that night. And after trying to communicate with the spirit world, the female investigator might have captured something otherworldly. Take a good look.
Is that you down that corner? Huh?
Oh, I see. There we go.
They caught a creepy pair of eyes in the corner of the basement, seemingly staring back at them the moment they turned the flashlight on for a second. Apparently, this was the only time they saw that thing, and they are still speculating as of what or who this could have been. Your idea? The next clip comes to us from Japan and was uploaded by user Kerero Mask. Kerero's channel usually features short video vlogs or regular videos riding his motorcycle. However, the video we are featuring today is completely different than his usual clips. Kerero states that he filmed this immediately after coming home for one of his videos. He turned on the lights in the entryway to his home and immediately realized what he had just caught on film. Let's take a look. Carrero is filming his entryway as he gets home when he notices something off in the living room. He zooms in to see a terrifying hand gripping his couch. The hand remains only for a matter of seconds before literally disappearing into thin air. Carrero confirms that he was completely alone in the home and there was no way for anyone to enter the house regardless, since everything was locked. This is apparently the first paranormal occurrence he has noticed in the home, and wonders if this may be related to a new object he's brought home recently. What do you guys think of this clip? Is this a true sighting or just a hoax? This video was posted by Nadok4Real. He states that he moved into a new apartment, that he is sure that it is haunted. He hears voices in the middle of the night and even sees shadows every now and then. He has placed several cameras in his place. One night, the following creepy message was left for him. What do you think? Could it be the spirit of the former owner, perhaps? At least that's what some commenters suggested. Could it be? The following was sent by Bambi, who is a member of the Seven Souls Paranormal team. The team is based in Florida, and Bambi kindly wanted to share the following incident with me. It was captured by their home security camera one night. They noticed that there appeared something strange unfolding right at the sliding glass window. Paranormal events are nothing new for them, and the house is said to be haunted ever since they can remember. Things are being moved around, and doors are opening and closing on their own. But even shadow figures can be seen ever so often. Tonight's capture, however, was even more mysterious. We can clearly make out an apparition that is looking into the sliding glass window. It appears that it is coming inside, and then it disappears towards the outside again. How strange. Bambi also states that they can clearly see a face on that apparition. Can you too? Whatever was captured that night seemed not to be from this realm. Loves Locks is a young woman who mostly shares songs and choreographies on her profile. However, sometimes she uploads a different kind of video, something that is not related to her singing or dancing at all. She keeps a little video diary in which she documents about odd events that are unfolding in the home of her and her husband. After moving in, she swears that in the midst of night there have been really loud noises above them. And while giving a little room tour, Layla shares some of her thoughts with us as well. Turns out that the night before, when home alone and performing a dance, something appeared on the recording that shouldn't have been there, right behind Layla.
Hi guys, I'm just doing a quick update. So I just want to show you what's in that room, and maybe that'll make things a little bit easier. So this is where I filmed that video in front of this window, and then if you turn around, this is that room. And we do have a weird attic here that I've never been into. So this is my husband's gaming room, which is even weirder. And this space sort of here, just here, is where the shape was. And even weirder, on top of my hairdressing trolley down here, I have this. It's not real, it's fake. I bought it as a placemat. I don't have the planchet to it. It's never been used. I don't know what to do with it. I just use it to mix up bowls on top of. If you look at any of my hairdressing videos, I'm mixing all of my colours on top of this. What do I do with it? Someone give me advice.
Many experts will tell you that it is not a wise decision to keep a Ouija board in your house, especially if you're not storing it in a proper and safe place. Could it be that the activity might be related to this? Impossible to say at this point. Let's jump ahead a few days when Layla and her husband decide to check out that ominous attic.
Right, I covered the board with a black sheet. He's gonna go up there now. What was a flash up there?
They notice something strange in the distance, behind one of the bars. Two glowing eyes appeared out of the darkness, but it doesn't look like a human pair. Maybe it was something completely different though. Could it be the same thing that she captured the night in question? Let's take a look. What's really interesting is that this shadow apparition leans in out of the computer room of her husband, and then within 1 second has just vanished into thin air. There's no apparent cut in the footage, so we have to ask us once more, could this be a paranormal incident, possibly related to the Ouija board, or something that remained in this apartment? If it is not special effects, it's definitely a mystery. The next video was shared by a couple of parents who noticed that something quite mysterious was captured on the recording of their baby camera. They didn't notice it at first, but at some point were basically forced to acknowledge that something wasn't quite normal. A strange white object appeared right next to the crib in which their little toddler was sleeping. They thought it might have been a bug at first, but in the end weren't quite sure if maybe something else was going on here. Does it look like a bug to you? The father said that it might have been one of the deceased grandparents who was visiting the kid, and maybe leaning into the picture and looking at the grandkid. Is this possible? Or was it something different?